Good morning. Well, at least it's morning for me. I just woke up. So today for our 5,000 subscriber special, we're going to be doing a little get ready with me because I don't have much time else to film the special, and two birds, one stone. We are getting ready to go to Sac Anime today, and I'm going to be doing a little look. Not too much of a looky look because I'm actually con mom today, but I still wanted to look cute. So I'm going to go get in my outfit, and then we're going to come back and do our hair and makeup and just chitty chat. Okay, this is the outfit. We're going, is she at a Ren Fair or is she at an anime con? We have a modcloth skirt, costurero, yeah, I can't say it because I have a speech impediment and I failed Spanish, bodice. And Shein top, please don't at me, I'm poor. I don't shop there frequently, just so you guys know. I bought this like last year. And now we're gonna fix the busted face and the busted hair. And we're gonna, transformation. Hold on, I need to go get some coffee before we begin this journey. Psych, my coffee was not brewing, so I had to get that going. So instead we're gonna pack my bag today. So this is also a what's in my bag. So let's do that. So this is going to be the bag that I'm carrying today. This is the backpack purse by Fleeing Bags. This was gifted to me, much like the bodice. So I'm gonna be repping both today. This has a lot of room in it and it's really sturdy, so I thought this would be perfect, especially since I'm carrying my big ol' chunky boy camera today. First of all, we have anti-anxiety meds because I have clinical anxiety and people stress me out. PB&J sandwich. I have all these like little things. I'm gonna stick them in a baggie. Shall we go with Van Gogh or should we go with lemons? Let's go with Van Gogh. We've got Tums, Q-tips. We're gonna have all of our lip essentials. We've got the Wet n Wild catsuit in Give Me Mocha, my favorite color, hand cream. And then whatever else I need to like makeup wise, I'll add to this, and I'll wallet, extra battery, put that on the side, as well as my mask. You've got first aid kit, emotional support gum, and then other than that, I just have to add my camera, and we're good to go. Okay, let's try it. Let's try it. It's a little, I can feel the camera. I need to readjust, but that's the gist. Time to get started on the face. I suppose we should actually start having our chit chat. Get to know me a little bit instead of me just showing you guys what I buy at the thrift stores. So this time for reals, I'm gonna go get my coffee and then we'll talk. We'll have our talk. All right, coffee acquired. We can now begin the actual get ready with me. The first question that many of you probably have on your minds, besides what the heck did she just spray in her face, it's rose water, is your name actually Scotty? Did you plop out of your mother's uterus and did your parents think, gee whiz, this little pixie looking girl looks like a Scotty? Like someone who will grow up in the 90s where people have no chill and will be teased mercilessly. No. My name is actually not Scotty, but I was teased mercilessly. Not mercilessly, just enough to make me a little insecure. My name is actually Sarah, and what I was teased for is I have little pixie ears, which I now love, and they are very cute. But my last name is actually Scott. That's where Scotty comes from, is what I'm trying to say. My maiden name, I'm married now. Before I got married, I created a username on Instagram for my art, and I was trying to distance myself from my cringy AOL name that followed me throughout all of my different usernames on the internet, which was Scary with 2 R's. First starting out on Toontown, then BMK, then DeviantArt. I was trying to be a professional and come up with a more professional name. So Sketch Me Up Scotty was born. How that's more professional than scary, I have no idea. But it was a bit more personal, a bit more relevant. And I thought it was clever and nerdy. So that's where Sketch Me Up Scotty came from. And then when I made my account for my fashion stuff in 2019, I wanted to kind of keep things a little bit, I don't know, cohesive. And that's where Dress Me Up Scotty came. And now Dress Me Up Scotty has eclipsed Sketch Me Up Scotty because fashion is a bit more widely marketable than my art, which is fine because a lot of times like art, social media appeals more to other artists than it does to like everyone. So that's completely understandable. And you know, I love the name. Whenever I go like on people's lives or like people just see the name, they comment about it like, oh, that's so cool, or oh, that's cute. Especially like, I would say some millennials, a lot of Gen Xers, and quite a bit of boomers love my name because, of course, you know, it's a reference to Beam Me Up Scotty from the classic Star Trek. And fun fact, I was a Star Trek kid growing up. Star Trek, Star Wars, all the things. My parents are nerds, and I was raised on a healthy diet of science fiction and pop culture. We grew up watching, well, we first grew up watching The Next Generation, but I loved Voyager. I watched it again a couple years ago, and it was was very, very cheesy. I did love the season once 7 of 9 came on. I wasn't a big fan of Kes. I feel like the story got a lot more strong and they kind of leaned more into developing story arcs and character development after that point. So I very much enjoyed it then. I do remember when, I think it was in 4th grade when Enterprise came out, and I loved Enterprise. Although again, I tried to rewatch it a few years back and I got bored for some reason. I don't know why. But right now I'm super into Oroville, which I feel like is more Star Trek than actual Star Trek. Because now all the shows are trying to go like Game of Thrones route where they're just like drama central, and I don't know, they think, oh, people think that like dark and gritty things is more realistic, and I'm like, no, it's not more realistic. What I love about Oroville is that it started off as a comedy, as a parody, and somehow it has more heart than a lot of the television shows right now because it shows the full range of human emotion. Like, we're not just all drama and like in each other's faces and fighting. No, like there's awkward moments where you like fart in the elevator and say something stupid. Well, I love Oroville because it reminds me of like those workplace comedies that you're like, wow, I have coworkers just like that. But it's a workplace comedy in space. And what I like about it better than actual like the Star Trek from the 90s is that I always felt like they were a bit too formal and they were always just into Shakespeare and just into like the classical music. But in Oroville, they actually do acknowledge the pop culture, like broad ranges of pop culture. Like Captain Mercer has a Kermit the Frog stuffed animal on his desk. Like they actually have an appreciation, and to them it's like antique and vintage. But to us, it's like, hey, that's stuff that we have now. And I feel like the jokes don't take away from the story. In fact, I feel like later down, like the first season is very much a comedy, very much a parody, but as it progresses, it gets even more story driven and character driven. And I don't know why this just became a review of the Oroville. We're talking about me. 5,000 subscriber special. Let's move on. I just did my skincare, my face moisturizer, Cetaphil daily oil-free facial moisturizer with 35 SPF, and then the Cetaphil hydrating eye gel cream because I have very dry eyes and dark circles. So thank you guys so much for 5,000 subscribers. I'm so excited. It's been my goal to like reach this spot. Sorry, I'm like rubbing my face because I need to exfoliate. It's been my goal for a little bit to reach 5K. However, when I say a little bit, I really mean it because I feel like we got here super quick. I think we got to 1K in like April or May. And I was supposed to do a 1K special, but then time got away from me. And honestly, we also, like I said, we got here super quick. So at one point I was like, it's kind of pointless to do a 1K special because we're already at like 2K and then 3K and then 4K. So that's why I'm like rushing to get this out, because I want to acknowledge the fact that I'm super grateful for you guys for subscribing. There's quite a few people that are in my comments the moment a video drops. They are there. I have like a core group of subscribers that are just like my people. They're supporting me and hyping me up, and I really appreciate you. Yeah, I really appreciate you guys because I can always count on having conversations with you guys in the comments whenever I drop a video, and you guys either giving me suggestions when I need feedback or letting me know what you know, like you guys are always there. And like you guys also were the first ones to support me with my sponsorship and sign up for whatnot. So I just wanted to say a huge thank you to you guys because I wouldn't be here without you. This is insane. I started this channel in November or December and it hasn't even been a year and we've already reached 5,000, and that's super important to me because this has been a dream of mine since like 2006, since YouTube dropped, and I was like, I wish I could do that, and then I didn't do it. And I actually know, fun fact, I've actually started a channel several times and then I quit several times for different reasons. Someday I'll try to unearth some of those old videos so we can watch them together and cringe. But yeah, the whole reason why I started this channel is because, like, one, I've been wanting to do it, and B, I kind of reached this point in my life where I had to do something different because, you know, I've been working in customer service and like low-paying jobs for so long, and I struggle with customer service because I struggle with people, dealing with people, especially on a confrontational basis. It causes a lot of anxiety for me since I grew up in a very emotional, volatile environment. And I realized soon, like right a little bit before I started this channel and like started my journey trying to become an influencer. Well, I don't like that word, but you know, trying to work in media, I realized that that was like the core reason why I struggled with customer service, is because yeah, you might have a nice customer one day, but you never know when you're gonna get popped off on and someone's gonna clean your clock. You know what I mean? Like, you never know. So even though you know you're dealing with nice people a lot of the times, there's that anticipation of when am I gonna get yelled at? And what was like the straw that broke the camel's back was that I got hired at a call center, and phones are like a huge anxiety trigger for me because I can't see the person's face to gauge how they're feeling. And so that causes even more anxiety. And long story short, I had like a massive panic attack, ended up in the hospital, and was like, yeah, I need to change things. I need to stop doing this. Because like the dilemma was I just kept getting customer service jobs because that's all I've ever done. That's what I started out doing when I was in my early 20s, because that's what you do when you're in your early 20s, you're a barista. But that's all I qualified for because that's all I've ever done. So like soon after I recovered from that horrible, horrible panic attack, which like took me out for a while. It was very like emotionally but also physically draining. I buckled down on my content creation. I started out on my Instagram just posting more often because I was very inconsistent with my posting. I need to find my foundation. It was very inconsistent, but I buckled down. I started making reels finally, and then I started posting those reels to TikTok. I previously had an art TikTok, but I made a specific TikTok for my fashion stuff, which of course has transitioned into me making YouTube videos, and like I got on Run Fair Talk, and it's been an amazing journey. Like my first viral TikTok was in October of 2021. I went from like no followers to like 20,000. Now I'm at 37,000, but TikTok is honestly a joke. Like I don't make any money from TikTok. I don't really put my effort on there. It's mostly YouTube, but also Instagram, of course, my photography. I love doing self-portraiture now, which has really helped me with my confidence and helped me get over a lot of my insecurities. I'm finding I retouch my photos a lot less. And then, of course, now I'm getting paid for Instagram Reels. Not a lot. Like if anyone's ever wondering, it's easy to make the first 100, and then after that, it's like they don't pay you much after that. So I think I had one video that has 20,000 views. I was paid $2 for that. Just so you know, YouTube is better. I don't make much from YouTube, guys. I make like $100 a month if I'm lucky. What really helps is the sponsorships, but I've only had like one real sponsor on here. But I really loved that sponsor, as you guys know. Like I continue to use their product. Oh yeah, I was gonna say another reason why this has been super important is because, I don't know, you feel like you haven't really accomplished anything before you're 30. And I'm turning 30 on Labor Day, which don't tell me happy birthday. I don't celebrate my birthday. But it's like, even though I don't celebrate my birthday, it's like a huge milestone, like turning 30. I didn't want to start my 30s as a barista. No offense to anyone who's in their 30s and is a barista. I worked with plenty of people in their 30s when I worked at Starbucks. I don't know. I just wanted to stop this cycle, you know? So here I am. I started YouTube in, like I said, November, December, and it's been like, I love the growth that I've had. It hasn't been like, I'm not like at 1 million subscribers. Some people like pop off immediately, but it hasn't been like nothing, but it's also not too much, because I feel like when you have a slow and steady growth, you're able to really connect with your community a lot more. Like it's more conducive to creating a more supportive community. Whereas when you go viral and you immediately go from 0 to like 100,000, you don't know these people, and it's a lot more impersonal. Which is why virality is like, if you're posting online and you're hoping for virality, like honestly, it's not it. Just post your content and just try to get steady, slow, maybe not slow, but like steady growth. And really connect with the people that are engaging with your content. Form personal relationships and friendships with them, but also have your boundaries. And like, I've made friends, like actual friends. Like you guys have met Sarah in my videos. It's Miss Ginger Jones. Like, I made actual friends through this. Like we met on TikTok. And then we realized we were both local, and we're like, hey, let's hang out. Let's work together. Because that's another thing about content creation, is you don't have coworkers. So networking is so important, so you don't feel isolated. So you don't feel like you're just in a void. Actually being able to see a face rather than just numbers and comments, you know? I'm gonna finish my base makeup and then we'll be back. I look crazy right now. I just put my blush on, and every time I do a video, I always notice like there's this spot where blush does not want to stick to. And I don't know why. I think I might have a scar right here or something. Cause like the skin, it dips in like right here. It's so weird. And I'm like trying to blend. Also, I look like I have a sunburn because I put way too much, but I didn't say I was good at makeup. This is not a tutorial. All right, continuing. I'm gonna do the eyes. I'm gonna be using this little pretty palette. I have no idea if this is actually good makeup. I just like the aesthetic of it, so I use it. And the colors look like this. And I'm not a professional, so I just smush a little color on my eyelids nightlife date. And I honestly don't do anything too crazy with my eyes, especially right now because my eyes are dry, so dry. I don't know if it's from allergies or what, but like my eyelids are crackly and my eyelashes have been like just falling out like crazy, just super short and stubby. So the last time I wore falsies was when I went to the Ren Fair, which was like a couple weeks ago now at the time of filming this. So, and then I ran out of my regular eyeliner, which I usually use the NYX like fine point, fine tip pen. This is the brow pen, but we're not gonna talk about that. I'm gonna give myself some siren eyes. So what I'm doing right now, I'm just extending the waterline. Who says she's not trendy? I cannot talk while I do this, okay? All right, face is now complete. I just have to add lips, but Face is now complete. I just have to do lips, but I have to eat breakfast, brush my teeth, drink my coffee. So we're gonna do that later. Now we're gonna do hair. And while we're doing hair, I just remembered that when I was supposed to be doing the 1K special, I was gonna do a Q&A, and I had some of my followers submit some questions for me on Instagram. I only got 4 questions.
Let who? Is it her?
But yeah, let's do that part. Q&A. I only have 4 questions. It's okay. You know me, I talk way too much and I over-explain everything. So the 4 questions will probably take us the duration of the rest of the video. My hair looks so bad right now. First question is one that I've been thinking about and I'm like, I'm gonna answer this. Is your husband cool with all your decorating and how can I get mine to like it? Well, unfortunately, I don't know how to get your man to or partner to like your decorating. It really depends on your shared taste and if you have it. My man is not particularly opinionated when it comes to decoration. If he hates it, he would let me know, but for the most part, he kind of just lets me do my thing. I wouldn't say he doesn't care, because he does care to the point where he would tell me if it was horrible. But he likes vintage, he likes steampunk, he likes all that stuff, so he doesn't mind how I decorate. So that's all I can really tell you. Like, he likes a lot of the stuff that I do, and then the stuff that, I mean, but at the same time, he's like, just do your thing, girl, just do what you want, as long as it's not ugly. And then I also live with my brother. He doesn't really come out of his room that much. He's very much to himself, and so he doesn't really care. Like, back when I lived with my brother before I was married, we were roommates. I pretty much decorated the rest of the house because, you know, I'm a girl and I will decorate. I would just ask your partner, like, I don't know, try to find like a commonality in that. Like, obviously if you like pink and girly things and they don't, you're not gonna win. But if you can find like a crossover in your taste, just go with, like, lean into that. Like, try to figure out what they like as well and what you like, and find the, like, a Venn diagram, you know, like find what the overlap is and go with that. And like, I try to implement, because, like, you know, I like fairycore, but I try to implement a lot of like nightcore as well, especially when I was styling his dresser and I was finding vintage things to put on his dresser. Like, I got like this box that looked more like armor. It was like a filigree silver trinket box, and I got it because it reminded me of armor, and he doesn't mind that. Yeah. That's all I have to say about that, because I guess I lucked out. I have someone who isn't too bothered by how I decorate. He hasn't really protested too much. Maybe if I'm out thrifting and I'm like, hey, what do you think? Most of the time he's just like, I don't know. But if he doesn't like it, he'll say something. So, and then in this room, I have free reign to do whatever I want. And then in the garage, which is his domain, he has free reign in there. Yes, he's in the garage, but it's fine. So the next question is, if you could only wear one color for the rest of your life, what would it be? It'd probably be orange. Like, if I could wear can I wear different shades of that color? Because I am very much an orange gal. I love orange, but at the same time, I think maybe I would choose green. Okay, hold on. I might change that. Maybe green. If I can choose different shades. My hair does not match my extensions. Okay, you know what? No extensions today. I'm gonna have to re-dye these. They're looking pretty ratty too. I need to wash them and condition them. Let's figure something else out for hair. Let's do half up, half down. Ugh, my hair is so tangly. Wavy hair problems. So yeah, I would choose green because my hair is already kind of orangey, you know? BRB, I need a hair tie. Next question, and I already know the answer to this question because I looked at it, but just give me, okay, we're gonna need to do some curling action. The next question is, what got you into thrifting? I know it's trendy, but I'm low income and I love seeing it. So I actually answered this question before accidentally in a previous video, but I'm just gonna talk about it here as well and maybe add a little bit more detail. So like I said in my other video, my mom got me into thrifting. We thrifted a little bit when I was a kid, but I hated it because thrift stores in the 90s sucked, especially Goodwill. Although back then, like, things were set prices depending on the... Does anyone remember when Goodwill was like $4 for tops, $3, you know, it was like the categories rather than individually priced. I miss that. The stuff that they had was not great because people actually wore their clothes and the trend cycles weren't so quick. So when you go to the thrift store, stuff was like from hecka long ago, but not like vintage cute. It was like just old and frumpy and not in fashion. So that's why I hated thrifting. But now, like, people are constantly getting rid of clothes because of fast fashion and trend cycles are so quick. My mom and I, when I got older, shopping together was kind of our, like, how we spent time together and bonded. Sometimes we just had to get away from the house, you know? And like, what else was our two girls supposed to do, you know? Go shopping. You know, our financial situation was kind of like up and down. I talked about how we would go to like JCPenney and go to like the clearance rack. I shopped in the juniors of JCPenney for a lot of my teenage years. And then once I got my own money, I would shop like at PacSun and Tilly's. That's a whole other thing I was gonna mention, that it came to a point in my youth where my parents were buying my clothes less and I was buying them more because I was earning my own money. I can't remember if it was like my parents telling me I had to buy my own clothes or if I just did it out of my own. I probably did it out of my own volition because I got a job at 15 at an office as a student assistant. And so I started buying my own clothes. Like, I spent some money online, but clothes are expensive when you are making $8 an hour and working 16 hours a week. So my mom and I discovered, because right next to a shop that she used to manage, there was a consignment store, which I know now very well, Freestyle Clothing, which that specific Tupelo Street or whatever, that location is gone. But I started doing consignment and finding cute clothes there, which got me interested in thrifting. Like, we started going to Goodwill more and more, and we started finding cool stuff. And also Thrift Town was another one that we discovered. And I remember before I moved out, like, my mom got me into thrifting, and then like me and my friends got into thrifting. And like, I noticed that, you know, my tiny little job money went a lot further at thrift stores. I was able to experiment a lot more with my style. Like, I was able to buy more clothes and try different styles more consistently. Because that's the thing with thrifting. Your top is $1.50, so you can try the top. Even if you're like, I don't know if I can pull this off, you can try it. So it made trying new styles and discovering my style a lot more accessible. So I just got hooked on it, you know, and I less and less started buying clothes new because I noticed, like, I don't want to spend 30 bucks on a top when I can go to Thrift Town and spend 99 cents, which I miss Thrift Town, RIP. They were my favorite thrift store. Some of my favorite clothes are from there, and I did not spend more than $5. But yeah, so that's that. And then especially became essential when I moved out at 19. I moved out with like a nickel jar. Like, literally, I didn't have any money in my bank account. I just had money in a jar. I moved in with a family member. That's a whole other story. So I kind of, in order to just have clothes in general, I had to thrift. I still had way too much. I've always had way too much clothes. I'm a hoarder. Thrifting made having too much clothes when you only have $1.50 left in your bank account a lot easier. And then, you know, I was a barista. Enough said. I got most of my uniform items from thrift stores because back then, we had a lot more strict of a dress code at Starbucks. Now it's right after I left, they were like, okay, now you can wear prints and plaids and other colors besides black. And I'm like, gee, thanks, guys. That's what got me into thrifting. And then I'll look at the next question in just a minute. Ow. Alrighty, going to the next side and to the next question. What is your dream cosplay? That's an excellent question because I see so many cosplays where I'm like, goals, man, goals. I currently have an Aloy cosplay, but I really want to do some of her other outfits. The one that we started in 2017, and we've only upgraded it slightly, and there's some pieces that we really cut corners on. And I mean, I would love to completely redo it, but also I kind of want to just try one of her other outfits, especially the ones with more armor and more special effects. I would really love to do, I think it's the one that Kamu Cosplay did. The one, it has like I'll put her cosplay up and you'll see. Problem is, I'm not the foamsmith in the family. That is my husband, and he works full time, if not more, because he drives all over Northern Cal, well, not all over Northern Cal, but like pretty wide radius, delivering medical equipment and installing medical equipment for hospice patients. So, and he's on call, they're like short staffed, so he is on call a lot. And yeah, so he hasn't had time to really make stuff, but I would love to do one of those. Other than that, anything with like lots of armor and a big old weapon. I don't know, because like at cons, especially if you want to stand out, your cosplay has to be big and has to be flashy. Honestly, I mostly just cosplay redheaded characters because I hate wearing wigs because they give me headaches. But I have like more and more, there's more redheaded characters, so I've been finding more characters to cosplay. But put your suggestions in the comments for characters, because I'm open to redheaded character suggestions. My next character cosplay, and excuse me if I'm saying her name wrong because I'm not really good at pronouncing things and we're looking up how to pronounce things, but I'm going to be doing Malin from Ocarina of Time, the adult version. I already have some of the pieces and I'm kind of modifying it to be a bit more Ren Fairy medieval looking because I don't really like how cartoony it looks. I like my cosplays to be a little different and a little creative, but still recognizable. I was supposed to do her this weekend, but I procrastinated. And I also need to dye my extensions to be, as you guys saw, more my color. Those are also the extensions I used for Aloy, and they are kind of wrecked. I probably need to get some new ones soon. I've had them since 2017, so it's been a minute. Yeah, but yeah, that's my dream cosplays. Ones that I'm working on, ones that I want to do. I would love to do some like Lord of the Rings stuff. I don't really know of any redheaded characters from Lord of the Rings. I guess I could do like a Hobbit or just my own like OC, but people won't recognize you. It's funny though, people will still come up to me and ask me if I'm so-and-so and so-and-so, because I just dress normal. Like this is for me is normal. I'll just dress like in my like fairy core, hobbit core outfits, and people ask me if I'm, apparently yesterday I looked like someone from, it's some D&D show. I can't remember. I'll put it up on the screen because I'll probably remember later. But people asked me if I was her. Anywho's, yeah, so that's it. If you guys have any questions for me for a future video, if you guys like this, if we want to do more like get to know me style videos, let me know. Yeah, because I really want to connect with you guys and like I want you guys to get to know me a little bit more than you have. And then also make sure you guys follow my Instagram. I'm an open book. I'm always on there posting on my stories what I'm up to. TikTok I post a little bit less because they're kind of pointless to me now. But Instagram, I'm always on. Also follow me on Whatnot if you guys don't have Whatnot yet. I have my referral in my link tree. I'll probably put in the description too. My bangs look stupid. Oh well. Anywho's, yeah, thank you for watching and thank you guys so much for 5,000 subscribers to the next milestone, which is 10,000. Let's see if we can try to get there by the end of the year. That'll be fun. Yeah, again, make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, make sure you share, comment, all the things that help with the algorithm. I'm going to finish up getting ready so that I'm not holding everyone up, and I'm gonna go to Sac Anime and have fun. Here's a full look of what I look like today. I am a fashion YouTuber. Bye.